Hello, hello, and I would like to pay my respects to the spirits of the land here where it is grey. Same as always. It's not hot though, but it is grey. All right, so welcome to Wednesday, the 3rd of September. And oof, is it already a morning and a half? I swear. All right, well, actually, the moon has formed a trine, all right, so a nice aspect to the sun. So we did wake up with some good feelings, which is why I said in the words, if you do wake up and have somewhat of a supportive or good experience, oh my God, it looks like it's working today. It's showing someone. There we go. Might be able to act in real time again. All right. So yeah, the moon has formed a trine to the sun, supportive. All right. The moon in Capricorn, which is being ruled by Saturn. Saturn back in Pisces. Good morning, Louise. Amazing. So that moon in Capricorn is asking us to look at our foundations, how we function, how things run. Think of that corporate environment where there's rules and regulations and terms and conditions and checklists and, are things functioning well? Okay. So, and now with Mercury back online in Virgo in his favorite place or its favorite place, we've actually really got our thoughts and mind back. Good morning, Heather. How are you? So I love it. All right. Oh, hang on, where's my book? I'm like, something's missing. All right. So now that trine was at 8. All right. So this is why I wrote in the words, allow the love and support you feel this morning to carry you through the day. Good morning, Karen. Good morning, Sally. So, all right. So if you are questioning periods of time from your past, this is exactly where you should, even though I don't like that word, it's exactly where the vibes are sort of going. We're still looking back into that past experience, especially how it is related to our spirituality. All right, there might be some harsh truths coming up, some very foundational beliefs, or some really old authoritarian influences. All right, so it is exactly where the vibe is. All right, so not what you should be doing. Sorry, I know I put it in the words, but it's just this is where it is. All right, so ask yourself, why are these thoughts still sitting so strongly in my experience? All right, because Saturn in Pisces is asking you to get real about the effects that the past has left on you. All right, so we're gently trying to support ourselves. Excuse me. Now, the moon, like, there are some other positive experiences that are carrying us through the day. All right. So, um, the moon is in opposition to Jupiter in Cancer. All right. So, here is that family experience. All right. So, we're looking at what, good morning, Domi. How are you? We're looking at what our family and our family of origin and our ancestors, and also that ancestral, the family tree experience. Like when you do an astrological family tree, you see this similar factors all the way through. So thus you can derive that there is a family flavor. All right, I know in my own family, lots of Scorpio. All right, my mum's a Scorpio, my stepmom's a Scorpio. My children aren't, thankfully. They have come through with a new experience. But, like, yeah, I don't need to go into how many different sort of areas of Scorpio and eighth house and Pluto there are, but there are a lot. So there, I derived that that is what I need to be working on. So, what in your family experience are the contributing factors or the repeating patterns? Right. Okay. So so we've got that moon opposition Jupiter. All right. It could be even, how you nurture yourself, and as opposed to, those foundational beliefs, or how you express power would be another one too. Like, I'm wondering whether your expression of leadership and power, how does that relate to what you learned that power looked like? All right. So, there's a lot of a lot of deeply feeling stuff around today. Good morning, Susan. Good morning, Barbara. All right. Now, so there's that opposition to Jupiter and the trine to the south node. All right. Now, they are at 11 p.m., thus following us through the day. But that south node, that beautiful aspect of the south node, moon in Capricorn, foundational stuff and authority and the way you run your life, trine to the south node in Virgo, which is allowing you to analyze the things and the data that you need to be letting go of. All right. We hang out comfortably in our south node. It's where we need to, the north node is the challenge to move forward in that authentic path. All right. So, and breathe. All right. So, I mean, there's a lot. Now, there's also a yod right now. All right, so the base of that yod is Pluto in Aquarius. All right, so how are we transforming those beliefs that we have about our future experience? Also, our friends and associates and groups of people. But in this regard, right now, I feel like it is how are we paving our own way forward? Okay, the sextile is to the Saturn Neptune. Right, so Neptune's still in Aries retrograde, asking us to question what it is we believe. And that Saturn in Pisces, also retrograde, is asking us, again, those old stories around. Good morning, Linda. Hello, Helen. Yeah, there we go. And that is so much the Jupiter in Cancer. All right. So this is the wisdom that we can glean from our ancestry as well. So yeah, so the Saturn in Pisces and all the things that I've just spoken about. Now the point of that yod, that finger aspect, is Mercury in Virgo now. All right. So because Pluto's at 1, Saturn's at 29, and Neptune's at 0, and then Mercury is also at 0. So there is a very specific focus now about how you are processing your thoughts. All right. So yeah, if you are like Helen, questioning family history, I mean, there's a lot to that, like, oh my God, as far as spiritual people, or as far as people that look for meaning in our experiences, when you look at it as when you look at the nodes, is this past life? Is this just, you being the black sheep and the person that is, challenging old stories, and you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot. And it can be very, much like a very feeling experience. So, I mean, especially with these eclipses, right? So I was just chatting with someone that has this eclipse exactly on their sun. I know that this eclipse coming is exactly on my ascendant. I know lots of other people that have got this eclipse at 15 degrees of Virgo and Pisces, very close to their stuff, like whatever it is in your chart. That's where the universe is asking you to have a look at, these experiences that are both real and also spiritual. All right, so we've got that Virgo tangible. Good morning, Alicia. How are you? Um, you know, um, Virgo is self-care, healthcare, analysis, data, small animals, but also materialism. All right, so and that opposition being the spiritual reality of your life. All right, but the nodes is also asking you to, where's this is this karmically playing out for you? Oh my God, it's so hard dealing with trauma. Hey, Auntie Pat, how are you? It's so hard dealing with trauma, yet when you elevate your knowing and that those lessons that can be sort of embraced by yourself. It's so like, it's tricky because they're deeply traumatic experiences that give us such wisdom when we look at it in the right way. All right. And again, there is no right and wrong. There is no original book here. This is just me talking about how I view these experiences. Again, you will view them through your own lenses. So, hence, going back to, if you have this beautiful experience and you can embrace what the universe is trying to show you, then by the end of the day, it's totally about your mind and your reaction to these things. So, if you need support, go get that support. But if this is just you trying to look at it in a different way, because you were given these bricks, these you when you're a small child, you cannot build your own tower. All right, you are given these foundational thoughts and beliefs, and then as we age and we start to become our own person, we have to have tower moments. There has to be tower experiences in your life, because these are the things that are deeply meaningful, and these are the things that make the biggest difference. You can just keep floating on along in life and just everything's la la la, but how much are you learning? So again, I'm sorry for those people that have had extremely traumatic experiences that they have survived. But when you think about them, and here I am, waxing lyrical about the benefits or what you can get out of them. And I don't mean to be offensive to anybody that has had these experiences. I've had my own, and I've incorporated them in my way. So I'm not taking away from anyone. I'm trying to help you support yourself. These are things that were out of your control in most of these experiences. But then those tower moments, you get to, Saturn is helping you reconcrete a more solid foundation for this beautiful, authentic life that you are trying to live in this moment. Words. It's all just words, isn't it? Like if you are having a deeply feeling moment, then it really is where we're at. And I feel like today I'm gonna do the Scorpio cards, because I just feel like it's the right thing to do. So there we go. Let's have a look at the Scorpio cards. Is everybody else like getting really, really triggered, or questioning, like I said in the second thing, if you are questioning periods of time from your past, this is exactly what you should be doing. All right, so whatever they bring up for you is what your experience is, but you survived and you thrived. And this is just that last ditch of Saturn to help you clean the rubble of the past. Maybe you have a concrete bucket and a trowel. Maybe you just have a dustpan and broom. It could be many and varied. This one. Oh, self-love. All right, I love this one. I do love this one because it is about self-love, really, isn't it? Maybe not so well. You know what? I keep talking about the eighth house stuff, so potentially it is. And I opened up on the right page. All right, there we go. All right, where are my glasses? Okay. So maybe a good dose of self-love is what everybody needs today. Oh my God, they are so dirty. Hang on, I can't actually see out of them. All right. Oh, like maybe even this is a good analogy. Are you seeing clearly, or do you need to take off those rose-colored glasses and clean your spectacles? All right. Okay, take time out to get to know yourself and what works for you, especially in this particular cycle of your life. Some of the biggest obstacles to self-love are self-criticism and perfectionism, so Virgo, which leads to harsh judgment of the self, closing down, and eventually illness. Have you been trying to compete with others to get approval from people in your family, or simply pushing yourself too hard? If so, you need to soften and start listening to your body. Focus on keeping your heart open and practice acknowledging and recognizing the good in yourself and others. This card beckons you to breathe love in and out every moment of the day. Ask yourself, what changes do I need to make to my daily routine so that love can pulsate through every breath, action, and relationship that I engage in? Choose to open your heart through softness, deep breathing, relaxation, movement, finding beauty in nature, in your home, and in your pain, in your love, in your sadness, and in prayer. Keep your heart open even though it makes you feel vulnerable and exposed. All right, so this week is an opportunity to learn to receive. All right. Anytime anyone says anything nice to you or offers you help, take a deep breath, say thank you, and accept it. All right, I really like this one. So in regards to, you know, this the Virgo the Virgo Pisces stuff, it is all about breathing, getting healed, love, and getting excited for the freedom of your future. So true, Louise. So so yeah, I mean there is some harshness around today. So how can you turn that criticism into analysis and healing? All right, so very Virgo. Yeah, you know, think of the green witch. Do you need to go to some more alternate health practices? You know, with the breathing, are you doing, you know, deep breathing that is helping you, I don't know, meditation, like, you know, any of those polarities, all right? Harsh experience, turn it into some sort of spiritual wisdom. So there you go, ladies. I hope you do just fly through the day, and you know, this is a very sort of, I don't know, a more of a business like, you know, this very, very true potential is that you could have some great business foundational experiences today. However, so far what I've seen has been truly deeply meaningful, you know, you know, with your ability to see things for what they are. But yeah, just self-love is crucial. You know, the advice I just gave before was to go and sit on the lounge and have a cuddle with your child for as long as you are physically able to, until both of you are like, yeah, that's enough. All right, because that might just be the support that you need. If you are reluctant to go and accept a hug, or, you know, maybe just sort of getting a story of, you know, if you didn't receive enough hugs in your own childhood, and hugs are something that are difficult for you, then go hug it out. Hug it out as long as you can, because those uncomfortable situations are where that deep, real work is happening. So, so my love to you all. And yes, Queen, Princess to Queen here, Queen Karen. I love it. Oh my God, actually, I've totally forgot. So Rachel Little in the group inspired me to join that million moments war, like the movement thing. All right, so it's 75 movements a day. All right, so just you can go and look if you would like to join my team. I've made it B's, B apostrophe S, Queens. All right. It's 75 movements a day. So that is nothing when you put it into perspective, because warm ups, if you do 10 squats, 10 push ups, even if they are just wall push ups, 10 sit ups, even if it's just a slight crunch, there's 30. All right. So you can pretty much do maybe, you know, I don't know, 75 somethings, bicep curls, like I said, wall push-ups. Do some sort of movement that equals 75. All right, so when you do, if you do join up, when you join up, it goes through it anyway. There's easy, moderate, and hard movements that you can look at. But yeah, I just think that it is a great way for us to ensure during Virgo season that we are doing the right things for ourselves. All right, so I would love it if you queens would join my group, or go and do it on your own. I just did that so that, you know, you've got somewhere that you can come and join the team. So so yeah, I just thought that was something fun and relevant, and definitely close to my heart, that people are getting the movement that they need. So that is now me, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.